Nirmala, Rangbhumi, Karambhumi, Godan, Vardhan. These all are titles from the famous books that have been written by Munshi Premchand. Good morning, this is A. Malhotra. Welcome to my program Gyan Scholars. Today we have a different story to tell. It is about Prem Ashram, a novel that was first published in year 1922. This novel is once again the talk of the town, as it was translated in English by a senior faculty member of English literature serving in Shivaji College of Delhi University. So without any further delay, let's join in Dr. Sonali Garg and know her side of story and her experience of translating this novel.
The first time that I laid my hands on Prem Ashram, the original Hindi text, that was the first novel that my mentor, my PhD supervisor asked me to read on and give me my feedback on. And I never knew that I would end up really doing a PhD on Premchand and a European author, E.M. Foster.
Though the Prem Ashram has never been so popular, but Sonali Garg preferred to choose this project only for her translation.
Let me be very precise about it. Now, why is Godan so famous and so taken up for translations worldwide? I think it must be having over 20 to 30 translations. Why? Now, if you look at the content and if you compare the Kisan in Prem Ashram versus the Kisan or the peasant in Godan, Prem Ashram का किसान कहता है मेरी ज़मीन लोगे तो मैं तुम्हें मार दूंगा, मैं तुम्हारी जान ले लूंगा, I'll kill you. If you take my land, I'm not going to spare you. गोदान का किसान हारा हुआ किसान है. He's a defeated peasant. He dies, and the wife throws those char ane on his dead body, saying that go take this Godan.
Sonali said that if you were not able to keep the essence of the story alive while translating any book, you would literally kill the soul of it.
That's the satisfaction that a translator gets, how to transfer that entire cultural saga into a different language so that what Prem Ashram means to convey to its readers is also conveyed to the non-Hindi speaking reader who is interested in knowing what this man wrote and what this man thought about the Indian essence.
As far as the story of Prem Ashram is concerned, Sonali Garg portrayed the whole idea of the story in a very beautiful manner.
Well, it has, two. Let me just kind of explain it both textually and metaphorically. Textually, it has two lines of development. The plot has two parallel strands. One is the story of this Zamindar family. There is this old Zamindar Prabha Shankar. He has got this very shrewd and very sharp nephew who is the new Zamindar. This new Zamindar is actually the creation of the permanent settlement of land, the absolute revolution in land relations introduced by the permanent settlement of land introduced by Lord Cornwallis in 1793. The other strand is the story of Lakhanpur as a village rising up to the atrocities of this particular Zamindar. And Lakhanpur eventually is able to, let's say, move out of the clutches of this particular Zamindar and establish itself as the ideal commune. Mind you, it's an absent ideal. It's nowhere to be seen in the 1920s.
Sonali was very precise, telling the readers why one should read this story.
Prem Ashram. The overtaxed, overburdened peasants of Prem Ashram were the real heroes. It doesn't have a single protagonist. Those peasants are the real heroes who are ready to die, who say, जाओ, तुम जो मर्जी कर लो, मुझे अपनी ज़मीन से जुदा नहीं कर पाओगे. I think that's the summing. It's a world belonging to the struggling peasantry of the 1920s. If this translation can afford a window into that world, I think it will be successful.
That's it for the day. This is A. Malhotra signing off. We will meet you again tomorrow.